Hey guys, it's another exciting day in the garden. I'm going to take you around for a garden tour. I'm going to try and not show you too much of our junky stuff while I'm at it. I got kind of a wild hairdo today and I'm excited to show you guys what's going on. It's really getting to the season where it's starting to really happen. So it's a lot less boring than the initial ones, and hopefully I'm improving on my videography skills and my speaking skills. Bear with me, we'll get there together. Anyway, there's lots of stuff to harvest. I did a huge harvest today, so I'm excited to show you that. I'm standing on the porch right now so I can be in the shade, but like I said, it's a little bit messy at the front of the house still. Now that the garden's finally a lot more settled and there's a lot less to do, we're gonna start focusing on the inside a bit. But priorities, because look at that. I love it, and I'm excited to show you guys. All right, let's do this garden tour. I think I forgot to mention that it's September 7th. It's about exactly a week from the last time we did one. And let's walk over here actually. Down. Carrots are getting bigger in here. Some of them are kind of laid over. Hopefully they're growing. Lots of growth on the basil. I think I killed the dill the other day because it looked like it was mostly out of the ground, and I tried to push it back in and it didn't like that. The ball basil's filling out. It was trying to go to flower, so I trimmed it down. The purple ball basil. Again, the corn. No cobs forming there, so it doesn't look like it'll do anything. Maybe should pull the ones around this dahlia to give it a little room. We did move both of these guys out here so that they could be in the sun a little bit more. This guy's really getting buddy. He's got lots of little areas. Oops. This one, it's really big. I apologize for that. I had to stake them quickly in the wind the other day because everything was getting upset. Here's our Armenian yard-long cucumbers. And they're finally starting to put on a bunch of cucumbers, so that's kind of fun. Melon cucumbers. The ones that taste like cucumbers. Going down there. Watermelon here. Climbing up nicely, and this guy's grown pretty well. He's got a little unevenness. I don't know if he'll get quite to the size of this guy. This guy now at this point is just about a grocery store sized watermelon, which is so exciting. Also, he's just growing beautifully. The Jack B. Little's finally starting to put on some growth, and so is this Tromboncino. These guys, before they're even fertilized, get pretty big, but he'll get huge once he gets full-sized. It was so funny. I'll put a picture in. There was this little male flower reaching for this little female flower. They look like they're about to pollinate by touching. This Tromboncino looks like it's really trying to get pollinated. It's like, here's what I need. I was gonna hand do it, but there's been so many bees. I'm gonna let them do it. This looks like we finally got a fertilized Jack B. Little. That's pretty exciting after lots of little guys falling off. Let's see. So I'll take you over here. Again, there's still a few corn cobs trying to form, which is really funny. Let's see how they do. A little sweet pea. I only see two still, I think. This one bean that came up is doing pretty good. Is getting really big. Start putting this on burgers and adding it to salad mixes. And then a few spinach in there, doing okay. Artichoke. Yeah, see this? Look at this little tiny corn. If I even get a little tiny one, I'll be excited because these are pitiful little guys. This tomato really needs to be re-tied up to the stake here. He's doing a lot of bending down. I need some kind of caging. These tomatoes over here are getting huge. He looks like he's fallen over under the weight of all that. These two are really impressive. The other ones are still pretty small. This is the grave of a little gray chicken. We lost him the other night to a raccoon. My son heard him, it's a female, she lays eggs, heard her in distress and ran out just in time to see the raccoon trying to drag her away. And he got her away from the raccoon, but obviously she was dead. And then he got the other two safe, what we thought was safe. And the next thing we heard them in distress as well, and ran out there, and there was a raccoon in the cage with them in the pen. So the neighbor kept them in the garage overnight, and now is building a new coop within her yard so that her dogs can better protect them. But we decided we're gonna name that one Sage, and we're gonna plant a white sage right there in her honor, and just think of her because she was the sweetest chicken. She never got any grasshoppers because the other ones were way more aggressive, and even when we'd go out of our way to feed her one, they'd take it, or she'd be too timid to take it herself. She was a real sweetheart, and we like to think that she died trying to save the other girls. I didn't know I'd get this attached to chickens, but here we are. This guy's got quite a few tomatoes. A few of them are starting to redden up a little bit. There's one on here that's getting some color on the tiny guy. Tomatillos are really doing good and starting to get pretty big. That guy's not gonna be big, but some of these guys are close to filling up their papers here. I'm excited to harvest some of those. Onions still growing along. Some of them are looking a lot better than they were because they were really struggling through. Oh, I skipped a trellis. But the peas on here are really starting to grow up. I'm really hoping we can save them somehow when we take down the squash in a while. Here's a center cut squash, kind of like a tromboncino, but a little bit smaller, supposedly tastier. There was a fruit on one of these other guys, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, this looks like some kind of maybe little butternut relative. I'm not positive what. We have that butterscotch and butternut. And then here we have what looks like another long pumpkin, which is what I've definitely decided this guy is. He's turning very orange from the bottom up. So he's just gonna be a long, I think probably a Halloween pumpkin is the kind that I grew that wasn't fairy tale, which is the really ridged orange one. Let's see. So butternut's getting bigger and bigger, or butterscotch, whatever that one is. Hey, little bee. This guy's just, oh, yeah, there's another spaghetti squash that's getting pretty big there that I really need to trellis onto something. And then this other one here. This guy's really prolific. It's really cool. There's a dead little one that didn't get fertilized there, so we'll take him off so he doesn't waste any energy. There's another one there. I don't know for sure if that's going to be a pumpkin or spaghetti squash. It's funny that they grew right next to each other and confused me. Stupid aphids, you're so gross. You see those disgusting fools? Ugh. Look at how beautiful these flowers are otherwise though. That's a long bean flower. Let's go over here real quick because there's fruit on most of these now. Not on that guy yet. This guy though I think has one. Doesn't he? You got fruit on, buddy? I guess not. This watermelon definitely does. It's that Sylvia Mako. I've been turning him occasionally so that he doesn't get like a soft spot on the bottom from staying in that. This kind of naturally self-mulched itself when the winds came up. The okras are finally starting to get big. And then there's also the little brassica, the cabbages in there on some of them. And the ones that they didn't come up will replace with starts. Here is a little butternut, I guess. It's got kind of a really round growth for right now. This sugar baby has 2 little watermelons on right next to each other. And then the butterscotch has 2 little guys. That guy's still looking pitiful, sadly. And then there's our last watermelon. We've been harvesting a ton of noodle beans lately, and I've been having in my ramen. They're so good. I'm pretty sure that's a fairy tale pumpkin. Guy's growing almost up over the top, and oh, it's got lots of pumpkins. I hope these get big enough to harvest because they're so cute. And there's a bigger one. Wow, a much bigger one right down here. Yeah, I'm almost positive that could be a Maria de Chiagoa, but I think it's a fairy tale pumpkin. They're everywhere. And then on this side is where we have our melons and our gourds. Gourds are still just barely, oh God, I don't know what that's happening. I think it's trying to like bud out because it's, yeah, feeling weak. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. But here's this melon. I don't think it's gonna be, well, I don't know. I can't say. Do you guys know if that's Kajari or a little personal cantaloupe nothing that I keep forgetting the name of? Mosquitoes are trying to get me over here. It's too late for you. Oh, you jerk. Okay. And then here's this watermelon. There's a mosquito on it that I smashed. I don't know why he was trying to bite my watermelon, but thanks for showing yourself to me, jerk. Okay, sorry. I hate mosquitoes so much. I've always been really prone to them. So yeah, again, gourd, just like kind of looking pitiful. There's a red rat's tail radish. It's just getting really big. Potatoes have been flowering. And again, there's carrots under there. I don't know how they're all gonna do, but there's a little flower. Carrots over there. We need to resow like as soon as possible. There's potatoes there that are about to flower. And I learned this time that that definitely does not mean that it's time to harvest anytime soon. There's at least one garlic up there. Oh yeah, and one little wimpy guy. Come back to the squash in just a second. This Moon and Stars watermelon has been the most attacked by aphids. I was tempted to just take it all the way out, but I have not. We lost his little, see how they get, the leaves get all shriveled like that? It's because they get just so sucked dry by the aphids. The beans on this are growing up nicely, and so are the peas, looking pretty good. Another red rat's tail radish, and there's another new watermelon down there just kind of chilling. These beans are even further up the trellis, and they're starting to fill out with leaves and get more bushy. There's a nice noodle bean. We harvested, I think Cam came in with like, there's a teeny tiny, oh, stupid mosquito. You jerk. Oh my gosh. Am I like a mosquito snagger? They keep landing in front of me so I can kill them. There's a little tiny watermelon. I don't like to come out too early because of the mosquitoes, and then they're chasing me around. Oh yeah, look how stinking beautiful that is. It reminds me of an orchid. It's so pretty. I hope this little guy starts to put on melon soon. I really want to see both of the different kinds of melons. There's some more noodle beans. There's the green one. This grows so fast. All right, let's go over here. This little black beauty guy is looking sad. Patty pan. I should definitely get that guy today. I'll come back out and grab him in a minute so we don't have to carry him around. I think these little patty pan, you can grow them also as a decorative. Like if you let that little lumpy guy just keep growing, eventually he would like harden up like a gourd, and you could use him for fall decoration. Oh, this little delicata looks like he got not pollinated. And let's hope this guy does get pollinated. He's got a very round shape for a delicata. Grasshopper, get out of here. This is how delicatas more typically look, especially the bush variety. And this guy's close to ready. There's a little artichoke there. Oh, there's a little bee hanging out in there. Hi, little bee. Disturbed him. This guy, this huge guy, we discovered was a gray, which is really cool because that's been my favorite. And he's just growing like crazy. Yesterday, I found a gigantic gray zucchini on the other plant. Basically looks like a winter squash. It's so large. Can you guess what kind of squash this is? It's kind of a trick question because this squash should never look like this. This is a gray zucchini that really got away from me, and it almost looks like a butternut or some kind of winter squash. I don't know that it's even usable. I don't think the chickens will eat it, but we're gonna try and cut it open and see what we can salvage. I cannot believe one got that far away from me. Big boy. I don't know how that happened. I've been out there checking him. He was in a part that I wasn't looking at, I guess. Here's some of the sunflowers. I just beheaded the nice ones that were out towards the edge. And there's a bunch of little ones about to come on, so we should have, they'll be slightly smaller than the initial ones that were really pretty, but they'll be there. There's our little clitora we still haven't figured out exactly where to put. These are all covered in ants. And that guy looks like he got chomped a bunch by, I think, a grasshopper. Jerks. My two biggest nemesises. Alright, let's do, look at the tree for a second. Tree's still looking pretty sad. We fertilized him with some spikes last night. Hoping he'll just kind of perk back up. I'm gonna pick a bunch of these flowers on Sunday. One of my good friends passed away last week, and his service is on Sunday. I'm gonna take a bunch of flowers to his mom, so I'll probably take you with me to pick some of these. I think I could put some amaranth and some sunflowers. Some of these real pretty Glomeria. Sweet potatoes are finally starting to kind of pop out and really cover some ground and look healthier. I don't know that they'll have enough time for any of that, but we'll see. Oh, there's so many ants in there. Jerk saboteurs. They are bringing the aphids to munch on my... Oh, I think my friend might be back. see a web across there. I haven't seen her for a while. Look at these amaranth, they're so pretty. And I hadn't really gotten a chance to show you this in its full beauty. I think I'll try and put a video when it was a little more full and less sad. It's kind of leaning over on its way out now. There's 3 bees asleep in here. 1, 2, 3. Cute dogs. Oops. This guy ended up getting tied to the fence when it was really windy, but now I'm kind of liking him leaning over into there. So we'll leave him and it keeps him strong. This little guy's definitely on his way out, but he still looks kind of cool. Oh, these guys are pretty. These guys just opened. These are probably strawberry blonde. These plants are doing pretty good. I'm gonna feed them today. There's that little autoflower baby. I got some fertilizer to encourage fruiting, so hopefully we'll get a little more fruit on soon. I am actually gonna walk through here and just duck those little beans and peas are trying to grow there. Not along the other parts of the fence, but it's whatever. Let's see how the peppers are doing. We went to every other day watering. In the really hot heat of the summer, we were watering every day, twice a day at some point. These little peppers are pitiful and I don't think they're growing too much. That guy's getting a little bigger. And then most of these other guys don't even have peppers on. While I'm over here, I better grab that guy because the green zucchini especially will get away from you so fast. Oh, that little guy's just pitiful back in there. Zucchini. We're getting enough to definitely feed us and multiple others every day. And it's been really nice to be able to share with friends that come by. That saffron looks like it needs to be picked too. I think we might try and last minute get into the farmer's market this time because we do have quite a bit. Get out of there, grasshopper. You see him on that squash down there? Get out. So this is the gray zucchini, and primarily they've been coming off the front, and I didn't realize there was a big, huge one back here in the grass. I mean, in the bushes. That little guy's looking pretty pitiful. Let's see. Beans. Beans look great. Again, I ate some more of these in ramen the other day. They were delicious. Oh, that purple one's ready. I don't want him to get any fatter with beans. And oh, here's a few down at the bottom that are pretty darn big. Let's see if I should be checking further down. I haven't grown a ton of bush beans, or any beans really. They didn't do super well in Monterey. And they didn't do good here in the beginning of the season, but they're starting to do a lot better. In beans, it's kind of important that you pick them early and often so they are encouraged to grow. Most things are like that, but so those are dragon tongue bush beans. And the one little purple one that I lost somehow. Where'd you go? Aha, there he is. Okay. Positive there'll be some tomatoes to pick. Probably go to the other side for that. And every once in a while when I get in here where it's really thick, I go, snakes are a thing that exists around here. Rattlesnakes are one variety. I don't want to come across one of those. This little guy had a branch break, and when I tried to pull it off, it was attached in a place that I didn't see, and it yanked on some of the roots. So he looked like he got a little shocky from that. He's got some dead leaves down here. I'm gonna trim away. And that'll actually also give these little tiny buds down here. Oops. I didn't mean for that to zoom. A chance to get more light and get bigger. So. Okay. We don't have anything coming up in our autoflowers yet. Grasshoppers. Radishes in here. And lettuce. There's our mater wall. It's become harder and harder to pick and see, but still easier than if they were sprawling everywhere. But I think we're gonna get a lot more tomatoes than we had been, which is great because I've been eating them with everything. I had them with ramen, I had them with the sandwich, anything I could find. Wait, I don't know if you could see those guys up there. These ones are big and ripe, those mango apricot. There's some yellow in there. Ooh, and a bunch in there. Okay. Bunch of sun golds. Definitely only gonna get the oranger of the sun golds, because that is when they're best, when they're really good and ripe. Oh, look at the midnight snacks have gone all the way over here too. I think we're about to start really be drowning in cherries, which sign me up for that because I love tomatoes. My pocket is very full. Let's see, there's a teeny tiny guy. Okay, I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. I'm gonna have to break it. Oof. Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of really red guys under here. I guess I'm just gonna cover myself in them. See that super red? That's midnight snack that hasn't seen any sunshine. Oops, I dropped a tiny guy. This is like a full-on treasure hunt nowadays. Oh, there's a chicken feather up there. How pretty these guys are. How blue and purple. Okay. And we're getting some more of these little red saladettes. So yeah, we went a while with not very many tomatoes, and we are back in tomato territory. cooling a little bit. Oof. It is warm out here already. It's only about, I don't know, 9 o'clock. It's been cooling down, but today is warm. No okra over there, and no okra flowers. Darn it, someday I'll catch one. And I know I got some sungolds over here to pick. I haven't seen anybody else red yet, or any other color changes. Oopsie. Breaking the shale. I definitely shouldn't be putting my foot in here because there is lettuce planted right there. I think that's the majority of the real ripe ones. Okay. Oy. I feel like it should not be this hot. One of these is going to be the sweetheart. Oh, what are these? I think these might be more of the mango apricot. I hope so, because those are also my favorite. These guys are getting really bushy. They really need, look at all those flowers. It's going to be laden with tomatoes. Anyway, okay. Guess that's good for now. Let's see. Oh, there's a little gray zucchini that didn't get pollinated. Okay, we'll break him off. Throw him into the field for somebody to maybe eat. And I guess we'll take these squash and go back over and grab that one patty pan. Take everybody in. Oof. Get out of the heat. I hope I didn't miss any big guys. I have a bad feeling I might have. Maybe I should get this patty pan. These guys get big quickly. I found that this stem doesn't really do well with twisting. It just keeps twisting for a long time, so I usually try and cut through it with my fingernail. I don't know if you can see all the little babies on there, but there's a lot. Okay, we'll go get the last one. I think everybody will definitely do well with look at these last two actually. Grab this one on the younger side. Oh, I broke him off right at the base. That was kind of perfect. And this guy's pretty big. Wonder if I could do the same to him. Nope. He doesn't want to break. Okay. I don't know if I needed to keep you guys along for that. I don't know how much you could actually see. Here's another one that didn't get fertilized though. So I'll break him off. Oh. Okay. Oh. Can't wait till we start harvesting some of these watermelon. I think we're probably pretty close. We're on watch, especially with this guy. So because he's not on the ground, he won't get he won't get a field spot. You want to look for those if they are on the ground for it to turn from white to yellow. But we will see the closest tendril to him dry up and get really brown, and his stems start to really turn brown. He'll be kind of disproportionately heavy for his size, and it does work a little bit if you thump on him. Thanks for hanging out in the garden. I figured I had to show you because there's a lot of new stuff and bigger stuff, you know, stuff's. Whoa, did you hear that crow? The wings were like loud. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm back up in the shade, trying to cool down. And it's been awesome getting to hang out with you, and come back next week.
Like and subscribe.